It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And the pregame warm-ups are wrapping up out in Houston, where it'll be the Rockets going up against the Denver Nuggets. For the Nuggets, things have definitely been looking up for them lately during this midseason stretch. I think pieces are really falling into place for them at this stage. And for the Houston Rockets, everyone wondered how Chris Paul and James Harden, two ball-dominant players, would complement each other. Shaq, your thoughts?
Both.
What's that?
Both can create.
Okay.
Both can play off the ball.
True.
And both just want to win.
Okay.
Both.
I like that. Both. But, you know, Paul always said he's excited to play off the ball, but I wasn't sure how it was going to work. He typically hadn't done that. But, James Harden, great floor leader, leadership skills, have really picked up over the last 2 years.
You weren't sure how it was going to work out.
No, it wasn't.
That makes both of us.
Yeah.
Both.
Both
Of us. Kevin Harlan. Just about time for the tip, thankfully.
Let's meet the visiting team, Denver Nuggets. At small forward, Will Barton. At the other forward position, Paul Millsap. At point guard, Isaiah Thomas. At the other guard position, Gary Harris. At center, Nikola Jokic. The head coach of the visiting team is Mike Malone. Let's meet your Houston Rockets. At the power forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 0, Marquise Chris. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 7, Carmelo Anthony. The big man, 6 feet 10 inches, number 15, Clint Capella. At point guard, 6'0", number 3, Chris Paul. And starting at guard, number 13, James Harden. Your head coach is Mike D'Antoni. Let's hear it for your Houston Rockets!
It's live coverage of the NBA on Monday night. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. The Houston Rockets coming to this one after a win against the Trailblazers in Portland. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stay consistent with who you are as a team.
Such a confidence builder to go on the road and be able to dictate the tempo, the style of play, keep your identity. They were able to do that here.
Tip-off goes to Houston. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the pair inside. Harris and Barton, the two wings. And it's Thomas in at the point guard.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
Now, here's Thomas against Charlotte. He was really on his game. That one wide left. And it's Paul with the ball for Houston.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet.
Important to have shooters on the floor that can spread you out. Gary Harris likes to nail the deep three, and he does there.
It's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barton.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. Paul passes to Chris. Shot clock at 5. Anthony. It's hauled in by Harris.
Somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
He kicks it to Thomas. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Barton outside. 6 to shoot. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And here's Harris from the arc. Another 3 for Denver.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
The Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Mike D'Antoni. He said if they want to go up 2-0 in the season series tonight, they have to be just as sharp as they were the first meeting. He said we can't get sloppy and expect to win. We have to be careful with our shots and take care of the ball. We'll see if they can execute just as well this second time. Kevin, back to you.
As always, DA, appreciate the good work. So, guys, they want to see their shooting percentage high up there immediately.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're just hoping a few guys get hot. It means a commitment to finding good shots.
Well, they're very driven offensively as a team, so you don't have to worry about guys getting too lazy out there. They're just going to keep working and finding those open opportunities.
And here are the Nuggets now. The Rockets making the shot. Here's Thomas, and that one drops.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around it.
Rockets trail by 4. Harden outside. Drops in the layup for 2. Harden's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Here's Jokic. Here's Millsap. It's deflected out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Harden. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. He's putting up 31 points per, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
His instincts naturally are to score the basketball. That ability to find the creases in the defense is something you just don't teach, and it's awesome.
That one goes. Count it.
Well, there's been a lot of attention around the league about how good Millsap was defensively on the interior, but don't forget about what he could do on the offensive glass.
And the 3 ball is good. Harden's got 5 now.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Now here's Barton. 11 points last game. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And Will Barton looks comfortable there down on the inside with the shot. Will Barton, think that this is a guy who came out of nowhere, but he was a 5-star recruit back in high school. Interesting thing is that he has not grown all that much since his time in high school, but certainly his game has.
And, of course, Barton's second-round pick struggled early to find his niche in this game.
Yeah, another one of those guys that had to have a little bit of time in the developmental league in the first couple seasons. We're all about the learning process, and then boom, the light goes on, the shooting starts to improve, he gets in the right system, he gets the right opportunity. He's been a very strong contributor ever since.
Now Millsap. James Harden missing on the three. Millsap kicks to Thomas. Back to Millsap. Harris outside. His three-pointer's off the mark. Rockets trail by 4. Fires for 3. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Anthony. Harden's got his third basket of the night right there.
Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Thomas against Paul. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Here at the midway point, what we begin to realize now, there were some underrated pickups in the offseason that are showing what they can do.
Yeah, these are the kind of moves where at the end of the year you start thinking about candidates for executive of the year because they've plugged some holes. They've had an acquisition that's made their bench deeper, and we start to see in an 82-game season that maybe in the 55th to 57th game, a pickup like that is helping them win ball games. This is where those guys earn their money, the general manager.
Not wholesale changes. Just one guy can change a team slightly, and that nuance pays off.
Oh, anything subtle like that, that's where really you tip your hat to the general managers who understood that at some point during the year, we're going to lean on this player.
Both free throws good from Isaiah Thomas.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. It's a 3-point game. Here's Chris. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
Yeah, that's a nice touch shown off by Marquise Chris. You want him to score a little bit more from there if he can.
Paul against Thomas. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard in about the last 10 games in the NBA. During that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. In third, the Rockets. Fourth, the Nuggets.
I mean, both of these clubs rebounding at such a high rate. They're not just creating second chance opportunities, but even third and fourth opportunities at times.
And he knocks down the first one.
Interesting, Kevin. I got drafted by the Nuggets, never played there. They drafted me 15th overall back in the 1995 draft and then shipped me out. I would have been a much better skier, by the way.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Marquise Chris. Good on both. And Brent, I'm thinking back to that trade. The Nuggets were moving up to select Antonio McDyess.
Yeah, McDyess went number 2 overall and obviously went on to have a pretty stellar career. And Rodney Rogers and I went to Los Angeles where I got a lot of early minutes in my rookie campaign. So interesting trade on draft night.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
In the corner, it's Harris. Back to Thomas, over Paul. Thomas gets the bucket. Thomas got 8.
Just continuing to develop an overall game that was evident coming into the league. Gary Harris getting better at spotting the open man.
Now here's Paul. A 17-point game for him in the win against Portland.
You can't forget about all those well-timed swipes either. His timing on the defensive end was simply sublime.
Here's Anthony, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the Denver Nuggets get called for the foul.
Well, Melo undoubtedly still the leader of this team in terms of when they need to calm it down and they need some offense. He's the guy they're going to look to score it.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
Carmelo Anthony, one of the most formidable scorers ever. Top 20 in points all time in NBA history.
And he sinks the second. And when you think about Melo's scoring back to the basket, facing up, so versatile as a scorer.
A combination of strength, quickness, and touch that you rarely see. He can go around you, through you, or shoot it right over you.
Rockets trail by 4. Paul dishes to Capella. Kicks to Harden. Over Harris. And Harden with the basket on the assist from Capella. And that's 10 points for James Harden.
This is the kind of guy that you wake up in a cold sweat the night before you play him. Just a matchup nightmare. Tricky, confident, and he takes on all comers.
Now, here's Jokic. And he also played really well in that win against the Hornets.
Well, the confidence that Gary Harris is playing with right now, he is ready to shoot once that ball touches his mitts.
Thomas against Paul. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
All right, a chance to look at the stats for Nikola Jokic. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. First in free throw shooting, 8th in steals, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Nuggets. Something the NBA has tested out in the G League, Brent, coaches' challenges. What do you think?
I think the idea of making sure that the handkerchief matches the tie is a great idea.
Only you would say that. Only you would say that.
I'm just worried with some of the casual styles in the NBA that it's not going to be accessible. But
I think you're right.
I think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be interesting for the league. But it's going to happen.
Anything to make these coaches do more, make more decisions.
Make more decisions and make decisions that you know can impact whether or not your team wins the basketball game or loses it. Because after a referee makes a determination that you think might be the other way, or they don't look at a replay where you're sure and certain that you can get possession, I'm reaching for the hanky.
Houston shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
Well, Knight as a decisive guard can be much better than when he's out there thinking through plays.
Knight hits them both. Here's Murray. 9-point game, his last outing. Pass to Harris. Plumlee finds Harris. Clock at 6. There's the pass to Lyles. From outside, off the mark. Rockets trail by 5. And here's Tucker. Outside Knight. Passes it to Ennis. Drills it from outside. Ennis has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Some good court awareness that time from Brandon Knight. He's a creative guard who has a good feel for when his guys are open.
Murray, the pass to Harris. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Think about Gary Harris and just how well-rounded this shooting guard is. A sound defender, good shooter, great slasher and cutter, provides some toughness, willing to do a lot of work. Sky the limit still here for Gary Harris.
That's good from Harris. The list of intangibles for Harris really goes on and on.
Yeah, no doubt he checks a lot of boxes. High basketball IQ, can play with or without the ball. Super competitive and just seems to step up in the clutch moments. Doesn't hurt a coaching staff to have multiple options. A guy like Gary Harris coming through in the clutch.
And Gary Harris, a 6'4" shooting guard out of Michigan State. On paper, you might call him undersized, but with his strength and toughness, he's got it covered.
Now, here's Green. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland. The shot comes out. Plumlee with some nice D. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. No good from Hernangomez. And if you're making a list of the best young shooting guards in the league, Greg, I got to think that Gary Harris is on that list.
Absolutely. A two-way player, defends his tail off, and offensively, he can score at all three levels.
The Nuggets leading by 4. Murray outside. Pass to Plumlee. Right wing. Here's Hernangomez. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hernangomez has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Green kicks to Nanay. Outside Knight. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Now here's Plumlee. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Murray outside. Shoots over Tucker. Murray, good. And the Nuggets lead by 6.
Murray starting to feel the J here, sinking these shots time and time again.
Green against Harris. Tied for 3. Beasley's checked in for Denver. The Nuggets leading by 6. Now, here's Lyles. Back to Hernangomez. He kicks to Beasley. Deep 2 from Murray. And it's Denver scoring again. 1:27 left to play here in the first. Murray against Knight. Pass to Ennis. Knight looking it over. And some nice passing there by Houston. Shot clock at 5. Houston needs to get a shot off. From deep, Green. It doesn't go for him. And it's Denver the other way. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
Got a piece of it.
Yeah, this is where you might elect to pass out of the slump rather than shoot out of it.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And doing a good job getting to the line and capitalizing.
The Nuggets have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts. The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Knight against Murray. The pass to Ennis. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Murray kicks to Lyles. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
To end the cold streak, and it's good on the way up. And that's now 7 points for Brandon Knight.
Well, a good job of taking the contact from Knight, staying focused on the rim, and still ending up with 2.
A big-time effort for Gary Harris, providing a lot of energy for the Denver Nuggets. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure, talks about his knack for making a lot of steals, forcing turnovers.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for doing, and just I think it's because I watch so much basketball.
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits, what they like to do, gives them a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
Well, to me, the story of that first period was their rebounding.
Yeah, jumping out to a lead largely because they did the hard work on the glass. So you love the passion in the early part of this game that they're playing with.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Rockets, we've got Chris. Green is out there with Brandon Knight. Then it's Ennis. Then it's Nanay in at the 5 spot. And stolen by Chris. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Ennis has got the ball. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap is an all-star forward whose dedication to the game is reflected in his year-to-year improvements. He said, the drive to the gym is where I find my peace, getting my mind prepared. I come with the mindset of getting better, and it's gotten me this far. Kevin?
He is a true professional. David, thank you. And the first one drops. Talk about what it means to be a good teammate, Brent. You've played with good ones. You've played with bad ones. I've always thought you were team first when you played.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. There's just an idea about what it is that you can contribute to the team. I think you always have to accentuate those ideals. Your approach on a daily basis has to be consistent. And if you're a starting player, it's one mentality. And if you're somebody that plays off the bench, you have to come to practice every day to push the guy that's in front of you and wait for your opportunity. But most of the time, it's that kind of consistency with which you come to work and the attitude of making sure that I want to make any kind of contribution I can for our team's success. That usually is a pretty good formula for a good teammate.
Murray surveying the D. Four on the clock. Here's Plumlee. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists in the game.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Knight finds Nanay. On the wing, Green. Covered by Beasley. The drive by Green. That one goes in.
To give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Beasley outside. Back to Murray. From the top of the key. That shot no good. And it's Houston the other way. They beat the Nuggets during their last encounter in Denver.
And the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
It was definitely that defense that carried them to that huge win that night. You have to figure they'll be primed to wreak even more havoc here in this one.
The Rockets shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. For the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nanay. James Harden comes in for James Ennis, and Paul subbed in for Knight. Denver also making some changes. Jokic has checked in for Plumlee. Millsap comes in for Trey Lyles, and Thomas subbed in for Juan Hernangomez.
We are having a lot of success from the line here in the second quarter.
The Nuggets leading by 7. Here's Murray. He's got 8 and taken away by Paul. Here's Chris.
That's a fierce attack from Marquise Chris getting to the rim.
And a terrific bit of chaos there on the replay presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Thomas kicks to Millsap. The Nuggets with another miss.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
In the corner, Harden. Again, the Rockets score.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
That's all you can do. Just chisel away at the lead. Keep believing in what you're doing.
Thomas down low, guarded by Green. Thomas kicks to Jokic. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Capella. Harden left side. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
You know, it tells you something about Harden that he's led the league in free throw attempts so many times. This man is always in attack mode.
Anthony's checked in for Houston. Will Barton, he's checked in for Denver. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Denver calls timeout.
Yeah, it's a good time to talk things over. Try to stop what's been a brutal run.
Yeah, he's got to use every device at his disposal at this point, and I think he wants to give other guys a breather right now.
Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see which players have had the most success from the stripe this month. Jokic is second, Isaiah Thomas third.
They have both been unconscious from the free throw line. I mean, you could put a blindfold on them, and it wouldn't matter.
And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Outside for Murray. The Nuggets with another miss. Rockets trail.
Well, at the start of the summer, many expected a busy market for Capella in free agency. Eventually, though, signing a 4-year deal to remain with the Rockets. I feel like it's a great deal for Houston as Capella gives them the perfect inside presence to complement Harden and Paul.
Thomas outside, hands it from downtown. Thomas got 11.
Well, a big man who can really dish it out. Jokic really reliable, setting up his teammates.
Anthony, the pass to Harden. Back to Anthony. Harden against Murray. From outside the arc, and James Harden with the 3. Harden's got 7 points for the quarter.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first.
A floater, and it's Murray laying it in.
That's a tricky little move there as Murray found a little bit of space and then got that floater off.
Paul finds Harden. Back to Paul. Lets the 3 fly. Isaiah Thomas grabs the board.
Well, even though he missed, you like seeing him taking that kind of shot. The defense must be better.
Passes to Murray. He dishes it to Millsap. Back to Murray. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Paul pulls it down. The Rockets have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. From deep. And it's Denver with the rebound.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Murray, the pass to Barton. And Barton throws it down.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
And here's Harden for 3. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
And that makes it 2 3-pointers in the quarter so far and 4 for the game.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
And the Rockets making a change here. Tucker's checked in, and Denver also making a switch. Harris is checked in. Anthony against Barton. Pass to Harris. Kicks it to Thomas. Knocked loose. From deep three-point range. That one, no good. So Houston will take it the other way. Paul against Thomas. Pass to Anthony. Back to Paul. Over Thomas. And Houston again with the bucket.
Just love to see Chris Paul operate in that area. Slows himself down. Great balance. That's one of his many strengths.
Thomas kicks to Harris. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Here's Jokic. Sinks that one from the post. Jokic has got the game tied up here for the Nuggets. Houston's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range. Capella finds Harden. Anthony against Barton. Tucker misses the 3. Denver's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Barton against Anthony. There's Thomas at the 3. Rebound by Anthony. The Rockets shooting an efficient 53% from the field. Paul against Thomas. From deep, Harden. Denver grabs the miss. Jokic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Harris. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Rockets. The tray. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Back to Thomas. James Harden with the rebound.
Got to get out of his compass and just try to find himself right now and get himself going.
And the dunk by Capella.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. The Nuggets trail. Harris passes to Millsap. Harris kicks to Jokic. Shoots over Capella. The shot's good from Nikola Jokic. Jokic has got 4 this quarter.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
It's Harden with the drive. And let's see what Denver has coming up. On Tuesday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat. And then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And for that matchup with the Blazers, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
First free throw is good.
Well, his body control is phenomenal, and his ability to get to the line has always been impressive. That's a huge part of his game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nanay, he's checked in for Capella. Ennis comes in for Anthony. And Knight subbed in for Paul. And then for Denver, Trey Lyles comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Juan Hernangomez in for Barton. And both free throws good for James Harden.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Back to Thomas. The pass to Lyles. And here's Jokic. 4 on the shot clock. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Jokic has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Knight with it. Now Thomas defending. Knight finds Nanay. And he uses the glass on the layup. Nanay's got the lead up to 2 now for Houston.
Look at the intensity of Nanay, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Tipped away, and it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here. And we've got a chance now to get caught up on how the standings are looking in the West as we make the push through midseason. You look at Houston. Right now they've compiled the 3rd best record in the conference. And checking out Denver, just way behind.
And I think for the Rockets, they look like a team on a mission. We knew coming into this season that they were going to be one of the teams to beat. They've done nothing to change anyone's mind about that.
The only people whose minds have changed are the people who said they were going to have a down year. There is no one left saying that.
Gerald Green, he's checked in for Houston. And Denver also making a switch. Malik Beasley, he's checked in for Harris. .130 left in the first half of the game. Jokic on top, and it's Beasley in the corner. Clock at 6. Lets it go from the wing, and that one good. Beasley's got it all tied up now for Denver. 1:11 left to play in the first half. Outside, Green. He kicks it to Nanay. Lays it up and banks it in. Nanay's got 4 points in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Jokic. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
It's Nanay, high post. He's against Jokic. Nanay, the pass to Knight. Back to Nanay. Passes it to Knight. Shoots from the corner. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
Well, Knight confident shooting it off the pass.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Beasley kicks to Thomas. The putback. Jokic on the follow.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
And really, this is where you want to just let the clock wind down.
Yep, unless you get a great look that's impossible to pass up, use the time wisely.
They get it again. Good. 13 points for Brandon Knight.
Quick release of Knight comes in handy that time on the inside, especially with the defense on him.
And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Rockets ahead, leading by just 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Brandon, how would you say you're doing so far, and what do you need to do in the second half?
We're moving the ball really well right now, and, really finding an open man. So, I got to congratulate my team in the first half just on, moving the ball and really playing unselfish. And but the main thing is getting stops, and it's going to come down to getting stops to win this game.
We'll see if you guys are still together in the second half, Brandon. Thanks. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. James Harden led the way in the first half. He ended up with 22 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Some great work from him in the first 2 quarters. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice shots. Those are some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center, everyone. That's a look at our broadcast location tonight here in downtown Houston, Texas. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Yeah, great job from him in that first half of drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Well, that is a great equalizer here. You want him to play that physical, but how do you do that without creating too much contact?
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. Trailing by 2. Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Martin and Millsap at the small and power forward spots. The guards are Thomas and Harris. And it's Jokic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Ball against Thomas. The baseline J. That one falls. Paul's got the first points of the second half up on the board for Houston. The Nuggets trail by 4.
And the 6'11" Clint Capella, just a phenomenal athlete. The mobility at that center spot is something really so crucial in today's game, where every team is looking to expose big men on the perimeter.
Here is Harden. Outside Anthony. Pass to Paul. Over Thomas. And again, the Rockets good for 2. And Capella grew up in Switzerland playing soccer. A striker. Part of why he's so quick on his feet.
I mean, reminiscent of another soccer-playing center in Rockets history, the great Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. Capella, you know, he's a long way from that, but anchoring a 60-win team at age 23, that's one heck of a start.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Shot clock at 6. And the turnover again by Denver. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for the Rockets.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this back court has kept them in the game.
Paul kicks to Harden. Capella trying to free himself up. His three-pointer's off the mark. The Nuggets trail by 6. Barton finds Thomas. A second chance effort. And Barton finishes inside. Barton's got 7.
Nice job by Barton as a guard or sometimes small forward to get in there and hustle on the glass.
To the middle. Here's Anthony. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Anthony's got the lead back up to 6 now for the Rockets.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half, minus that one miss. 3 of 4 now from the field right now in the second half.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Jamal Murray, he's checked in for Isaiah Thomas. Paul against Murray. Kicks to Harris. Puts up a three. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds in the game. The three from Anthony. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Murray against Paul. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. Drops in the tray. 13 points in the game.
It's amazing how much the evolution of Jokic has helped evolve the offense that's around him. A fearless player who feels like he can go up and match up against anybody in the league.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Murray outside. Pass to Barton. Back to Murray. Here's Jokic, defended by Paul. 6 on the shot clock. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 6 assists here tonight.
Well, Jokic being assertive now in the mid-range and has the touch to bury that kind of shot.
Down low. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. For the lead, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, with Jokic, even the organization admits when they drafted him, they did not envision this kind of production. I mean, really has been off the charts. You think about the trade that they made to clear the way for Jokic to be the defined center and what he's done with that. This team has been off to the races offensively with the way he handles the point center position.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And it's tied up with that one. And talking about Jokic, even his teammates are in awe, Brent, of his playmaking.
Yeah, even the veteran Mike Miller said last year that it's made the team so hard to guard because it's a weapon really that no other team has. And of course, we've seen great passers, Marc Gasol, DeMarcus Cousins. They have the ability, but the offense is not structured around the things that Jokic can do.
And Nikola Jokic came late to the game. He actually grew up horse racing. Finally started playing organized hoops at the age of 16. You never know it, though one of the most skilled big men the league has to offer.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
A moment here now to see the numbers for Gary Harris. How his last 10 games have gone. He's getting around 16 points a game, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And I like it when stars do exactly that. It's not just about scoring 50 or 40 or 30. It's about making plays consistently.
Harden kicks to Capella. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 4th assist in this one. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
Paul against Murray. Shoots. And too long on the shot.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
For Houston, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Paul kicks to Chris. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Gary Harris. For Houston, they have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And the first one at the line is good. Harden hits them both. The Nuggets trail by 3. Harris outside. From past the arc. Rockets with the rebound. Capella's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. And they got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Jokic kicks to Murray. Harris outside. They can't stop the run with that one. Rockets leading by 6. Outside Anthony. There's the 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Now Denver takes it the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Rockets have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. And it's sent back by Plumlee.
Big athletic guys like Plumlee. Hard to get your shot over them before they can get their hands up.
Paul's shot is off.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
The kick out to Barton. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And let's bring up a list of some of the NBA's hottest players. Among shooting guards, these are the leading scorers over the course of the last month. James Harden, 3rd.
And this is the cream of the crop at the 2-guard spot. I mean, strictly in terms of their scoring ability and the ease with which they can overwhelm would-be defenders.
Well, these are the assassins of the NBA right there. The players who can turn a game on its head when they start to feel it. They are almost always the primary focus of the opposing defense. Yeah, certainly an attitude change at halftime after sort of wandering around in the first. He's kicked it into gear here for the second frame.
Jokic kicks to Plumlee. Murray outside. Cranes the 3-pointer. Murray's got 13.
And Murray showing some smarts right there, some good patience in that pick and roll.
Anthony left side. Got it from 16 feet.
And usually teams go on runs and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
They get a hand on it. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
He's gone 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
James Harden. 2 shots.
Free throw good, James Harden. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nanay, he's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Marquise Chris. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Anthony. And Knight subbed in for Paul. The Nuggets also changing it up. Trey Lyles checked in for Jokic. Hernan Gomez comes in for Barton. And it's Beasley in for Harris. And both free throws good for James Harden.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Beasley finds Plumlee. Murray with it, guarded by Green. Out left to the wing, fires from the corner. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Lyles. Here's Houston now. They're on a 13-5 run here. Knight passes to Harden. Outside, Green. Houston gets it back. A nice shot by Tucker.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Murray against Knight. And Murray, here we go. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Surprising quickness. Murray burying his head down and just sprinting to the rack.
Knight kicks to Green. Now the pass to Harden. 6 to shoot. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for Denver. Passes to Plumlee. Yes! And the foul. It's going to be on James Harden.
And the defender tried to foul before the shot went up, but Plumlee with the strength and power to earn the trip to the free throw line.
The 6'11 Mason Plumlee out of Duke, Greg. He's got a live body.
Very athletic, Kevin. His mobility enables him to defend smaller players on the perimeter. Offensively, he is a threat to finish at the rim.
James Ennis, he'll check in for James Harden.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the free throw, no good. Rockets leading by 5. Here's Green. Lays it up and banks it in. Green's got 7. And here are the Nuggets now. Murray outside. From 10 feet out and off the front iron, and in it goes. 17 points in the game. And for Houston, they're shooting it quite well in this third quarter, 53%, and the offense is rolling. Murray against Knight, and that one drops for him. And the Rockets lead by 7.
How about Knight mixing it up on the inside? Not just a perimeter scorer, but getting in there close.
Murray, no good. The Rockets shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. And it's Green with the jam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Beasley with a clean look. His three-pointers off the mark. Houston leading by 9. Green kicks to Ennis. To the inside. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Lyles. That's his first foul. And the Rockets making a change here. Chris is checked in. And a switcher also for Denver. Thomas is checked in. It's Nanay, high post. First trip to the line for him here.
At the line for your Rockets, Nanay. 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he makes the first. And the Nuggets making a change here. Millsaps checked in. That one is no good. The Nuggets trail by 10. Down low. Here's Plumlee. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got 3 assists tonight.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Houston keeps it going. A new 24-second shot clock. Knight against Thomas. Ball's knocked loose. Plumlee with the steal. To the middle. Here's Millsap. Outside for Thomas. Offensive rebound.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
Knight finds Green. Launches a 3. Denver grabs the miss. Lyles got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside Millsap. Here's the teardrop, and it's good on the way in. Millsap's got his second basket of the night.
That's a shot Millsap has mastered through the years. Almost impossible for a defender to get to that kind of floater.
Nanay the pass tonight. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Oh no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
2 shots. Last on
The first free throw is good. Hyde hits them both. 1:10 left in the third quarter. Thomas kicks to Lyles. Fades. Chris with the rebound. Rockets leading by 8. Green finds Knight. Releases. That's good from Chris on the assist by Knight. Knight's got 4 assists now tonight.
Quick decision making from Marquise Chris. Fantastic at knowing when to shoot off the pass.
And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That'll be his second foul of the game. Chris Paul, he's checked in for Brandon Knight.
Checking in for Rockets, Chris Paul.
And Denver has possession. Upside Thomas, looking to get back on track here. Over to the left wing. 5 to shoot. And here's Millsap from the arc. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got 7 rebounds in the game. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Murray against Green. Pass to Paul. Over Thomas. Paul's shot is off.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
And so it's the Houston Rockets with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so Green will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Marquise Chris is out there with Nanay. Then it's Chris Paul. Then there's Gerald Green. And it's Tucker in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. It's good.
It's so good off the bounce on that smooth release, establishing that rhythm. That is a good-looking J.
Tipped away. Pass to Lyles. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
You think back for Trey Lyles, forever linked to Donovan Mitchell. They were involved in that draft day trade. And, of course, with revisionist history, people look at that much differently. Obviously, Mitchell came out and was on fire, while Lyles has shown a little bit more steady improvement and being patient and waiting for his time.
Free throws good, Lyles. And getting back to the Lyles-Mitchell trade reminds me of when George Hill was traded by the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard, who had been drafted by Indiana.
Yeah, it's always tough to be associated in a deal where that player goes on to immediate stardom and you're still trying to find some footing. And now Lyles is traded along with that draft pick for Mitchell, so the deal wasn't just 1-to-1, but it's a trade that certainly people will remember.
Paul kicks to Green. Back to Paul. Lobbed up there for Green. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Barton passes to Millsap. Oh, that's blocked.
That's some good use of the length right there from Marquise Chris, reaching out and swatting that one away. Yeah, maybe the shot selection in the first half took him out of a rhythm, but in the second half, he's making everything.
Murray against Green. Millsap kicks to Murray. Lock at 6. Puts up a 3. And Paul pulls it down. Paul's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And the wide open shot from Green. No good on the triple. The Nuggets trail by 12. Murray outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Jamal Murray, you can't start much younger than Jamal did at age 3. He reportedly could play basketball for hours on end. Where's the nap time, Kevin? Where is the nap time?
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Murray. There really isn't a time in Murray's life that he wasn't great at this game.
No, in Canada, just such a great career in Ontario. Played alongside actually Thon Maker, and then 1 year at Kentucky. Who doesn't have 1 year at Kentucky? Drafted 7th overall, and what an amazing fit that he's still pointing up and improving. One of the game's more deadly shooters right now.
Paul with the ball beyond the arc. And it's Denver with the rebound. Millsap's got his 6th rebound on the night. Inside, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Chris Paul picks up that one.
Two shots.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. Gary Harris is checked in for Denver. And both free throws good for Thomas. And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. Paul kicks to Green. Houston moving the ball around and stolen by Barton. At the elbow, Jokic. Thomas against Paul. Thomas finds Jokic. Back to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. That's tipped. And now it's Green running. He can go all the way. And Green slams it in.
Yeah, I don't know when Chris Paul sleeps. It's never during the game. Always active and keeping his arms moving, which is how he's able to swipe that one away.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. He said, guys, we have got to get back in transition, run on the court and score in our early offense, and that will help our transition defense. We'll see if they can pick up the tempo, Kevin.
For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Thomas passes to Jokic. Barton kicks to Thomas. Shot clock at 5. 3-pointer.
Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make them pay for it.
Anthony. Goes back up. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, you can't fall for that kind of shot fake if you're the defender. Melo selling it well and then finds his way to the free throw line. Man, that 2003 draft class, just an absolute monster. And Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick that year. Think about it, LeBron, Melo, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Heck, 3 or 4 of those guys played together, but all taken in the first 5 picks. What a great draft that was for the NBA.
That free throw good from Anthony. And you know, in that 2003 draft, the Pistons famously picked Darko Milicic over Melo with the 2nd pick.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty familiar with that, Kevin, at this point. And Melo coming off such a terrific season at Syracuse, where he led the team to the national title as a freshman. And crazy to think, if the Pistons had taken him, I don't know, how many more wins would they have piled up at this point?
The Nuggets trail by 12. Thomas up top, defended by Paul. And the basket by Thomas.
And no one really crashing down on the backside, a breakdown defensively.
Harris against Harden. Paul dishes to Capella. Tries again. Good defense by Jokic.
Like the tactics on defense there, refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
Harris kicks to Millsap. There's the pass to Harris. Out to the right wing. And Jokic gets it to go. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists now in this one. Rockets leading by 7. Harden surveying the D. Chris. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Trying to build some confidence from the deeper Rangers now. Chris wanting to get more consistent from out there.
To the left side wing.
Yeah, and that's number 5. One more, and he is going to be done for the day.
Two shots.
Two shots.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
Well, the 6'10" Serbian Jokic is doing a little bit of everything. A decent scorer, a determined rebounder, and of course, an elite passer.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
I felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
13 feet away, and the jumper is good. 12 points for Chris Paul.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more.
To the inside, and Jokic slams it in.
Jokic is a big center, tough to contain close to the basket. That's a nice throwdown.
Harden against Harris. Harden draws the double, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Friday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And for their matchup with the Magic, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top. A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Pushing it up. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Nikola Jokic.
And nicely done, running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
The exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a non-stop parade to the foul line.
Thomas against Paul. Dishes to Harden. He kicks to Carmelo. Clock at 6. Back to Harden. From deep. Rebound by the Nuggets.
Well, he was terrific in the first half, guys. Maybe some adjustments from the opposing team coach, and he's lost a little bit of that touch here in the second.
Pass to Carmelo. Here's Paul, and it's sent back by Jokic.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away using those long arms.
Here's Barton. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got his 4th assist in this one. And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. They lead by 4. Lob pass to Capella. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Now Chris Paul at his best right there on that kind of play. A legendary distributor who spots the open man.
For Denver, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And it's Marquise Chris with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
You look at Paul Millsap's career and just how much has changed from being the role player in Utah and scoring around the basket to becoming part of that great run in Atlanta where he expanded his game to the three-point line. Now that scoring and that rebounding is a huge part of what they need here in Denver.
Harden finds Paul. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
And talking Millsap, you really do know what you're going to get from him year in and year out.
Yeah, it's super consistent, and it goes beyond the stats. He plays with great passion. He's tough. He wants to win basketball games, and that desire shows up every night. The interesting thing is about Paul Millsap being a carrier for this ball club. It's a role he's still getting used to.
Barton against Anthony. Thomas passes to Jokic. Thomas kicks to Harris. Just 5 to shoot. Another 3 for Denver.
Is it possible his sweet touch is getting sweeter, guys?
Houston's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Deep 2 from Anthony. They get the rebound. Capella. Good work defensively by Millsap.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
And he's just working and working and working, tireless.
Paul for 3, buries it from three-point range. Paul's got 15 points in just the second half.
This guy is just shredding the defense right now. He's hitting any shots he's putting up.
Here's Thomas, had a hand on it.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Kicks it out to Harden. The dish to Paul. Another shot. No good off the front iron. The Nuggets trail by 5. Harris inside, guarded by Harden. And the basket is good. 16 points for Gary Harris.
Well, that's some leadership being built right there as Gary Harris knocks it down. Not afraid. Got to respect that one.
Ball finds Harden. Now Anthony. Over Thomas. And Anthony gets it to go. And the Rockets lead by 5.
Melo wants every bit of those moments.
On the wing, Harris. Not going to go that time. Good work defensively by Capella. Outside Anthony. Harden outside. And it's Chris in the corner. No good with the triple.
Man, it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
Thomas gets a wide open look. A three-pointer off the mark.
And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
And Chris throws it down.
Man, it seemed like Marquise Chris was not going to be denied, and he wasn't.
Ball against Thomas. Looking for Harris. He gets it there.
Just great confidence and courage from Harris on that play. He relishes the chances to build his character and be a hero in a close game like this one.
Down low, here's Paul. Again, the Rockets score.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
And at a certain point, there's just nothing more you can do.
Well, they're nearing that point right now. Everything would have to go perfectly just to give them a shot.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're down by 7. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. It's good! And now they trail by just 4.
And as this game progresses, Kevin, I'm getting the feeling that Harris could be a good option.
Ball outside. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. There's 42 seconds left in the game. Harden against Thomas. 5 on the clock. Back to Harden. There's the 3. Sinks the three-pointer.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
I can imagine a lot of things right now, but a comeback, that's not one of them.
We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Paul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
Shooting 2.
Good on the first, and that trims the lead to 6. And both free throws good for Thomas. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and so they choose to intentionally foul. And now they decide to foul intentionally. hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Perfectly done at the stripe there. That brings their lead up to an even more comfortable level.
Millsap passes to Barton over Anthony. Barton, no luck.
He's getting good looks on the floor, but he simply cannot bury anything right now. He's got to stay confident, though, because everyone knows he can hit those shots.
And here is Anthony. So we see the Rockets get the win here. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Carmelo, you have lived in the media spotlight for a long time. How do you put that out of your head when you get on the floor?
I'm just playing ball. My team came to play today. We was focused, and we wanted it. We willed our way to this one.
A great performance, Carmelo. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.